Hello, this is Valerie Aiello, and you're listening to Idea Diary. Thanks for coming back to my office and hanging out. Today, I am practicing in a different studio, so we'll see how this goes. I am working on my personal brand. I need a niche, but I don't want to niche down like everyone else. And I need to have a clear vision that's easy to communicate for the next 5 years. So I think I've figured out what my thing is, and because I'm a creative professional, that's kind of what I want to talk about. I've been solo for a long time. I haven't worked in an actual office in a while, in many years. However, I have the office experience life in my head, and I love offices. If I could get into an office again, that would be the dream. I've just been a solopreneur forever, but I also want to change that up, and I also want to really work on my personal brand. I wouldn't say it a full-time amount of effort, but definitely I want to do it every day. Just a little bit every day, trying to make it better, trying to make it smarter, not working harder necessarily unless there's real value in it. But I plan on volunteering my own time to my own personal brand because I really think that is the future of everybody. A dentist can have a personal brand, a psychiatrist, a cleaner, a mechanic. There's a million different jobs where having a personal brand on the internet is going to bring value, be it just with knowing more people, creating, I don't want to say creating a community to create a membership to sell, but for me, I do not want to be like a coach or a teacher. I don't want to be that person that tells you something that you don't know because I know something that you don't know and I'm smarter than you, and here is that information. What I want is more of a hangout space. Kind of like the news channels, the, independent journalists or people that talk about drama, YouTube drama or something. I just kind of want to be a daily hangout space. I have this vision to where I'm like the water cooler. If you were in an office and you ran into someone at the water cooler, that's just something that they used to say back in the day, that you kind of have like this conversation really quick in the hallway, and you're either like getting something out of talking to that person for 5 minutes, or they're annoying you or something crazy. However, I just want to be like that cool person in the office that you run into, and they always have something interesting to tell you. And you might not know about it, like some sort of like new Adobe product or some sort of new album that's out, whatever it is, you're kind of just getting something comforting, someone relatable, some sort of information that brings you value in a 5-minute little snippet of the day. So I think my niche is creative professionals hangout. Now, if anyone can tell me if there's a better way to describe that, I'm sure there is, but that's just kind of like the first thing that comes to mind. And there's 3 topics that I want to focus on. If there's something that I can talk about Monday through Friday for 5 years, I feel like these 3 topics I'm excited about, I'm interested in. I could find something that there's something in my brain that I can share. So business mindset, I always kind of think of like law of attraction, something like that, because I do like that stuff. But really what I'm focusing on is just positive thinking and letting your imagination and your positive thinking and your new ideas coming to life. So business mindset stuff. Also mixed in, I'm not an accountant, I'm not a lawyer, so I don't really want to focus on the actual details of running a business. More so just whatever business you choose. So when you're a creative professional, you could be a graphic designer, you could be a TV film person, you could be a writer, you could be a musician. Just all that encompassing is pretty hard. And the people that work in an office and get a paycheck have different problems and solutions and different things that they need to focus on than somebody that works from home as a freelancer, has different problems and solutions. and somebody that's maybe just a personal brand person that just works from themselves and they're an influencer or whatever it is. There's kind of like 3 different types of people: the job people, the freelance people that are getting clients, and then the people that just work for themselves. And maybe they're just selling art. Maybe they're just licensing their art, and that's like a thing. Or they're selling art online, or they're selling art in fairs. There's kind of 3 different people. And I think business mindset is where I want to focus, not on the actual number crunching, this is how you do business kind of thing. The next thing is personal brand. I've just always been attracted to that. And I feel like that kind of goes into this creative professionals hangout genre. And like I said, anyone could have a personal brand. Anyone, whatever you're doing, I think it's really important if you can build it, because even if it's just something to share and be part of society, that's great. Up to the point where if I could make $50 a podcast episode, or $500 or $1,500, like any amount of money to figure that out, I feel like is a different revenue stream and super valuable, just making money with your brain. And then the third thing is creative business marketing. So cool marketing things that I see. If I see a band that's like has this really awesome way to promote themselves, I want to share it. If I see an artist at a market with a booth or at a convention and they have this like awesome interactive booth where like everyone's lining up and wants to join in and be entertained at their booth, I want to share it. If someone makes a really awesome YouTube video, I want to share it. So feel like that's pretty niche down. Maybe it's not niche enough, but I'm talking about a 5-year plan for having a personal brand, podcast. I mean, right now, what is cool is YouTube and TikTok. So I'm focusing on that. For whatever reason, Facebook and Instagram just are not calling my name right now. Maybe they'll come back. They'll make a comeback. And I know there's a chance that TikTok could not be available in the United States in January, but I kind of feel like I'm not going to worry about that until it happens, because I think what I'm trying to do is use what TikTok has taught me about how to, talk to like in a one-on-one social media kind of way. I don't know how to explain it, but TikTok is very different from everything else. And feel like with YouTube shorts going from 1 minute, now you can do a 3-minute YouTube short. I'm trying to make my TikToks under 3 minutes so that I can take a TikTok and put it on YouTube shorts so it makes sense, because just a single TikTok alone it's not the same format that you would make a YouTube video, for me at least. But I'm trying to figure out how can I make the one thing translate into all platforms. Because I'm doing an audio podcast, a YouTube video, trying to mix the TikToks in, or trying to include the TikToks into whenever I'm making a YouTube stuff. I don't know. I'm in the transition mode of trying to figure that out. Maybe if someone has tips to share, that would be amazing. The other thing that I'm dealing with is that some days I want to make something every day and get it out there. It doesn't take a lot of time to make a 5-minute thing, a 10-minute thing. However, I don't always have the, I don't know what you would call it. I don't always have the desire to put a camera in front of my face. And the days that I do, I want to make, 5 things. I want to batch it out. But like for TikTok, for example, batching TikToks doesn't feel very authentic for me. It ends up feeling like a YouTube video. When I try to put my YouTube videos on TikTok, it's not the same vibe at all. It's not that it doesn't work at all. I can't figure it out for me. So when I think of shows that are successful, like sitcoms, they have seasons. So they might film for 2 months or something, and then they have a summer off, and then they might film another season, and then they might have 2 months off. I'm thinking, how can I recreate that break time without taking like a summer off? How can I do that in a monthly way? because weekly doesn't really work. I need to either be doing it that week or not doing it that week. Because I feel like when I'm like, well, I'll only do one thing this week, it ends up being like the whole week I don't do anything. So I think for me, I've come up with a plan. It might not work, but I think I'm going to do 3 weeks on where I'm Monday through Friday and posting every day. And then 1 week off a month to where I'm just like fully like, I'm not thinking about that at all for this entire week. I'm letting my like creative brain recharge and my, have that thing that is kind of hard to do sometimes, which is like put the camera in your face. When you're at home, and you're just working on your computer, it's like, do I have to like roll my hair and put on makeup? And I know some people don't do that, but I haven't gotten to that point where I can just like I've rolled out of bed and I can start filming a TikTok video. I am not there yet. This is like hard enough. And I think I'm going to try 3 weeks on, 1 week off a month, and we'll see how that works out. I don't know. It's just a new idea. So the other thing I've made this like little sheet, and I printed out on cardstock so that it's like a little bit, thicker, easy to find. I can like always keep it on my desk. And with my 3 main topics that I want to talk about every day for 5 years, I've listed 1 through 10. I have like 3 columns, and I'm going to try to like fill this up with 30 ideas for topics of the day, and just kind of, cross them out as I use them, add new ones as I do it, print new sheets once this gets insane. Also, I have just like personality, topics of the day that I could throw in there just for like fun. Because I think overall, even if you're totally perfectly niche, you still like want to show your personality. So I'm from Austin. I play guitar. I like to go to shows. My husband's in a band. Like, there's just things about me that are only unique to me that I think can help people relate. My age, whatever I'm into, the restaurants that I like, the coffee shops that I like. There's just things about my personality that could be like filler topics, even though it's a little bit off niche. It's not like that terrible. And then the other thing that I want to like keep on the top of my mind is the ROI for why am I doing this? Why am I spending time every day editing, making something, posting something to the internet, sharing my business lifestyle? So the ROI is like, 1, I want merch sales, which just means for me, like, I want to sell more art. So cool coffee mugs, cool whatever, like makes sense. And I could figure out like, what is my art style? What can I sell? And I'm also working on an art style that I can license to other companies, maybe someday, hopefully. So I'm working on that. And if I can make that happen, I would be ecstatic. The next thing is book sales. So I have written 1 book and I hope to write more. And my books it's not self-help as much as it is positive thinking. Try not to feel like crap about being a professional artist, because it's not like the easiest road in the world. My book is Become Who You Are, and it's on sale on Amazon, but I'm not good at like selling it, but I feel like once I have more books, then all the books will kind of make sense together. And eventually, overall, like just me being on the internet and sharing myself, I feel like book sales is like a part of the dream. Ads. So at this point, I don't have YouTube monetization on. I don't have Spotify ads turned on my podcast on Spotify. I've never like tried to get ad reads clients, but I've never really had a niche. It's always just been like, I'm just practicing sharing myself, and I really want to like fine tune that in the next 5 years. So if I can make it happen, I would love to have ad reads for podcasting or ads just on a YouTube video. I want to make money, not from coaching, not from clients, not from one-on-one things, not from selling courses. I'd really just like to make something that someone finds valuable and fun, and then they buy it. And that's the thing. And if I could sell like 1,000 of those a year, I would feel amazing. Book sales, it's really hard to make money off books. However, I do feel like it's a creative product to where if someone buys your book for $20, they're not going to be like, oh, I wish I didn't buy that book. They'd probably just read it and say, oh, and then they'd give it to somebody else and pass it along. I don't know. I always have this fear of like courses and buying courses, and they can get so expensive. And then like, what if you don't get anything out of it? That's a real fear. I think everyone has that, but I don't want to be part of that game. Not that there's anything wrong with it. I'm not trying to shame it, but that's not me. But my fourth thing that if I could ROI a personal brand is conferences. I love conferences. Like, send me to any conference for any reason. I'll go to a John Deere tractor conference, and I just love learning. I hate vacations. Send me to like a week-long conference where there's panels and there's brunches and there's lunches and there's happy hours, and you're just like there to absorb whatever knowledge the conference is about. It is my dream. I would go to a conference every month if I could, but it is pricey. So if I could figure out where I could be a panel guest or some sort of thing where my, 1,500 conference badge is like paid for, and I'm in the game and I'm meeting more people and experiencing it, that is also the dream. So creative professionals hangout is my niche. Let me know if I could like fine tune that or if there's a better way to say that, because I don't know. I need your help, y'all. Anyways, thanks for hanging out, and see you later.